You know, whenever you get like, it's funny like the way my guitars are. If you can get this happening with you, then you know it's money well spent. Is every time I pick up one of these guitars, it's like at that moment that's my favorite guitar. Then I grab the other guitar and at that moment it's my favorite guitar. Because each one of these guitars, you know, like if I only had to live with one, it would probably be the Mark Holcomb 7 string or the SG61 reissue, because the 61 reissue is my benchmark guitar for everything. It's my favorite guitar. It might not be yours, but it's definitely mine. And but it doesn't do everything. You know what I mean? So the thing is that if you can get guitars that make you feel like you've got the best guitar in your hand every time you play it, that's a guitar worth buying, regardless of what you pay for it. When you pick up a guitar and it makes you need not want, that's a keeper. That's a guitar that you don't see yourself just flipping and selling. And I see guys all over YouTube doing this where they buy a guitar and they buy relatively expensive guitars, but they're more of an impulse buy. They bought it because it looked cool, right? Or whatever. And they get it and they realize that it's not really the guitar that they really, really wanted. And this is why, like I say, when you go into a music store, even if the model of guitar that you want is not there, but a model of that guitar is there, pick it up and play it. Because if you want to stop buying guitars, play them. Because when I walk into a music store and I pick up a guitar, I go, is it better than what I have at home? And looking at the stuff in front of you, I'm not saying these are the best guitars in the world, but man, they're pretty damn good. These are pretty hard guitars to beat. For the price, for the whatever. And they all kind of do something different. You know what I mean? If I had to choose, say, between the SG3 and the SG61 reissue, I'd keep the 61 reissue. If I had to choose between the Rhodes V and the Mark Holcomb guitar, I'd probably keep the Mark Holcomb guitar because that's my second favorite recording guitar. You know, like my three favorite recording guitars, okay, is the SG3, the Mark Holcomb 6 string and the Mark Holcomb 7 string. These guitars are fantastic for recording for some reason. Now live, my favorite guitars to play live. I haven't played all these guitars live, but I have played the two SGs live and I have played the 7 string live, and I'm really digging the 7 string. My favorite guitar of all time to play live at this stage of my life is still my old Hammer Diablo. I miss that guitar, you know, and I would probably still have it if the neck didn't warp on it. And I mean, it got well used, guys. I mean, I got my money's worth out of that guitar. And I'm looking forward to years of getting. I mean, again, I've had this since 2009. I've had this since 2006. Okay, we're almost into 2025, but in 2026, I'll have had that guitar 20 years. Now, my longest guitar that I've ever owned was my first guitar, which was a 1968 Harmony Rocket, and I sold that for $250. And those things went up to like 3,000, and then they dropped back down to nothing, right? Because they were like a vintage guitar that they were really cheap to get into, and then they spiked for a little bit, and then now they're not really worth much. It goes all over the map, right? And that guitar, I had it for 21 or 22 years, so that's the record. But that guitar sat in its guitar case for probably 19 or 20 of those years. You know what I mean? I really didn't play it very long. That's why I got rid of it. I was going to keep it for the novelty of it being my first guitar, but I was just like, let somebody else enjoy it. You know what I mean? Because I enjoy these. You know, I'm moving forward, not backwards. You know what I mean? And I know we always get caught up in the nostalgia of our guitars, of how good they actually are versus how good they actually are, right? But there's also things like when you start playing live with a guitar, there's going to be one that really stands out to you that you're like, okay, maybe in the studio this guitar is meh, whatever, but live it's the way to go. And I think that's going to be that guitar. I think when I play that one live, that one's going to just freak people out. The 7 string has had a lasting effect on people. And again, the gig I did, guys, was through a little. I brought up my Hot Rod Deluxe, and I'll just finish up on this because I guess we're kind of done with the topic. So just be smart with your money. Buy guitars if you're buying a guitar that you wouldn't want to hold on forever, chances are it's a guitar you wouldn't pay more for it used than you would buy it new, right? But anyway, so I play my gig. With the 7 string and the SG 61 reissue. Yeah, okay, the video footage of it's not that great, but you get an idea. what it is. But the people really love the 7 string. There's people that are still fascinated by it, you know, and playing it live was in the context of just playing just the guitar through an amp while I was singing, using it like an acoustic guitar, so to speak. Gave me a taste of what, you know, it's kind of like, it's like driving a, you know, a sports car just before you hit the pedal. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, okay, you could tell that it's holding back. You know that as soon as you hit that pedal, that thing's gonna just unleash like an animal, right? And that's what it felt like playing the 7 string clean. That it's like, just wait till I can really motor with this thing, and really use it in its full potential in a mix of a band, live. It's going to blow people away. Same with the Flying V. Same with the 8 string. Same with all these guitars. I've already seen the effect that this guitar and this guitar have on an audience. Although these guitars, unfortunately, have only been played live once, but I've used them jamming many times with. And these are fun guitars to play live. They are very fun. The Flying V here, this guitar is, I never played it live, but I jammed with it lots, and it's a fun guitar to jam with in the band. You know what I mean? So, to me, if you're buying guitars for investment, I'll just finish with this, that, you know, like I say, buy something you would, if you had to be stuck with it for the rest of your life, you'd be okay with that. And then that way, if you don't make the money off of it, you know what I mean? You don't mind hanging on to it. So be careful, like, put a lot of thought into your guitar purchases. I know it looks like I've been very whimsically buying guitars over the past couple of years, but I really haven't. I've been, the amount of guitars that I've left on the shelf, guys, there's a reason for it. You know what I mean? Like, when you have guitars like this that's laid out before you, it's like I say, when I go into a guitar shop and I'm thinking, okay, modern guitar, 6 string, is it better than my Mark Holcomb 6 string? I haven't picked up too many that are. You know what I mean? That is a really damn good guitar. It is so good. Everything about it. There's a reason why Mark Holcomb plays those guitars live, you know, as a signature model. Like, he plays the SE lives, not the core models as much. He plays those because they're that good, right? Yeah, so resale, I'm not saying you'll lose money all the time, but what I'm saying is you'll lose money 99.9% of the time on a guitar that you buy new. Used, yeah, sometimes you get a really sweet deal. Maybe, you know, the guy's selling something, he doesn't know what he has. He sells you that for $400. You turn around and sell it for $1,200, really easily. Maybe not really easily, or maybe you sell it for $1,000 or whatever. Or 800. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can, you know, double your money, but usually you're talking buying a guitar used that's sought after. And you have to really dig to find one, and you have to buy it from somebody who doesn't know what they're selling. So those are very rare opportunities that happens where you can flip guitars. There are people that do it, but they also have a very good understanding of what they're doing. Most people will lose in that. It's probably, you're better to go into a casino and just gamble your money away if you're trying to make money at it. Or if you want to kind of like the sure way of making money with your guitar, get into a band, go play live. You know, you know what I mean? It's you know, it might take you a long time. Maybe you get $25 a gig or something. If you're lucky, you get a couple of $100 every time you play live. It doesn't take long to earn back the value of a guitar. But the real value should be in the playing of the guitars, the enjoyment of the guitars, stuff like that. So anyway, I babbled long enough. I don't know if people watch the entire series of videos here, but if you do, enjoy. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like button, all that stuff. Anyway, there you go. So have yourselves a great day, eh?